One of the key decisions of the summit is the creation of the NATO-Ukraine Council. This falls far below the expectations of the Ukrainians. It's unprecedented and absurd when no time frame is set neither for the invitation nor for Ukraine's membership, while at the same time vague wording about conditions is added even for inviting Ukraine. It seems there is no readiness neither to invite Ukraine to NATO nor to make it a member of the alliance. I understand President Zelensky's frustration, and of course, this is also a move to motivate NATO members at the Vilnius meeting to be more sympathetic towards Ukraine. Alliance chief Jens Stoltenberg came out to meet the expectations of the Ukrainian president and presented a package of 3 proposals for Ukraine, including changing the accession process from a 2-stage to a 1-stage process.
Dzisiaj państwa NATO zgodziły się na to, żeby wysłać pozytywny sygnał dla Ukrainy. Oczywiście jest to sygnał wsparcia, ale chodzi także o zaplanowanie drogi przyjęcia Ukrainy do NATO.
President Biden has been saying for months that Ukraine may join NATO only after the war is over. The enthusiasm of Ukrainians has also been tempered by Germany. Poland and the Baltic states, on the other hand, are actively lobbying for a fast track to include its eastern neighbor in the North Atlantic Pact. We are also looking out for the interests of our neighbor Ukraine, which has been, as we know, at war for more than a year, as it defends itself against brutal Russian aggression. And we will do everything to ensure peace. It is in our interest that Russia must withdraw and leave the occupied territories of Ukraine, that the primacy of international law be restored. And we firmly believe here that NATO as a whole, as the strongest defense alliance in the world, will support Ukraine in this. Just yesterday, before the summit began, NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg discussed Swedish accession to the alliance with Turkish President Recep Erdogan and Swedish Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson. The meeting ended with an agreement. However, this is not the last step on Sweden's long and bumpy road to NATO. President Erdogan has agreed to forward Sweden's accession protocol to the Grand National Assembly ASAP and ensure ratification. After the start of the Russian aggression against Ukraine, Sweden and Finland declared their desire to join the North Atlantic Pact. Although Finland had already become part of the alliance in April of this year, Ankara refused to support Sweden's accession. President Erdogan justified his decision by fearing the spread of Kurdish-backed terrorist organizations. The course of Sweden's NATO membership depends on the fulfillment of the matters enshrined in the trilateral agreement. We want all promises made and signed to us to be kept. While negotiating Sweden's future, Turkey seized the opportunity to take up the topic of its accession to the European Union, which has been suspended in recent years. Yesterday, Erdogan also met with the president of the Council of Europe, Charles Michel. The topics of conversation included the possibilities for cooperation between the European Union and Turkey. I call on the countries that have kept Turkey waiting at the door of the EU for over 50 years. Be the first. Pave the way for Turkey to join the European Union. Let's pave the way for Sweden, as we paved the way for Finland. Turkey's conflict with the European Union has been going on for a very, very long time. On Turkey's part, there was no placing membership in the European Union as a condition to block NATO entry of Sweden, and this was a good sign. Just a day after Turkey's decision on Sweden, the United States gave the green light to sell Turkey F-16 fighter jets.
Biden has been clear and unequivocal for months that he's supported the transfer of F-16s to Turkey, that this is in our national interest, it's in the interest of NATO that Turkey get that capability. He has placed no caveat.
There is already talk that Sweden's accession to the alliance may take place on April 4th, the 75th anniversary of the pact. Thus, Sweden will become the 32nd NATO country. This means that as early as next year, the Baltic Sea will become an internal body of water of the alliance.